Alright, Blizzard has just implemented a brand new change to Classic World of Warcraft. They're implementing a hard cap on dungeon farming, essentially. It says here, you may now enter a maximum of 30 unique instances, dungeons and raids, per day per realm. So this is not only going to affect your main, it's going to affect your alts. It's going to affect people farming dungeons, whether it be Dire Maul or mages selling boosts in Zul'Gurub or Maraudon or Scarlet Monastery or whatever. It's going to affect feral druids, who I know there's not a lot of feral druids, but still, I mean, this is going to affect them because they farm for manual crowd pummelers in Nomergon. If you're farming Ubers, say you're an alt and you still need a Briarwood Reed on your alt, I mean, you got to jump out of Ubers, reset the dungeon, jump back in, try and fish for Jed, so that's going to affect your lockout cap. Now, I understand there's 6 hours of this. You have 30 instances, right? So 6 hours. That's a lot. Okay, that I admit that's quite a lot for an average gamer. But I mean, even for the average gamer, a hobbyist gamer, they're gonna have sessions above 6 hours. I mean, 6 hours is rookie numbers, guys. As a hobbyist gamer, even if you have a 9 to 5 job and you come home, sure, you only play 2 to 3 hours, but now let's say you have your day off. Well, this choice is going to affect you just as much as the hardcore players because perhaps you can't farm as much. You can't have that long session of farming for your, gold for your raid consumables, right? I mean, we're just about to be entering Encourage, guys, or even later on in Naxxramas, we're gonna have way more consumables that we need to purchase. So this is gonna put a hard cap to how much farming you can do in dungeons. Now, I get it. Okay, I understand where Blizzard is coming from. They want to stop botting. Okay, but this choice is, I think it's going to do more harm than good. Now, yeah, sure, you can go out into the open world and farm, but I mean, if you're on a high population server, the competition for outdoor nodes is already so high that a lot of people have been forced to do dungeon farming because obviously the competition for Black Lotus, Plague Blooms, outdoor Rich Thorium Veins, there's a lot more competition for that on high population servers, but, I really don't know about this choice, Blizzard. I really don't know. Okay, so I'm hopping on Reddit to see what the community is saying about this change, and as you can see here, yeah, someone's totally going to get locked out of their raid. It's obviously going to happen a lot more initially when people are starting to learn the change. Perhaps you're a mage and your instance reset hasn't happened yet and you're just selling boosts, and then all of a sudden you try and get into raid, maybe you accidentally crossed over that threshold of your 30 cap limit. So I don't know, man. And obviously there's going to be more development for add-ons, just like with the world buffs. Of course there's going to be a new need for this, so I'm sure an add-on's going to be developed to track all of your resets across all characters. As you can see here, someone's talking about manual crowd pummelers for feral druids. Yeah, no changes. that's that's kind of already been discussed to oblivion, so I'm not going to get into that about the no changes thing. There's a lot that's already been changed about classic. Um, I guess that makes I guess this makes botters buy more accounts. True, yeah, and also you got to think. Let's see if someone has said it, but they can just get their 6 hours. They can lockouts per realm, so a single account botting on 4 realms never has to worry. So yeah, bots, they're just gonna have probably some automation to determine once they get locked out, they log off or whatever, and they hop onto another realm, and now they're doing this process for 4 realms of doing the 6 hour lockouts. So does this really affect bots? Because I mean, we see bots all the time, guys, in Feralist with their Chinese named pets and they're named XYZ gibberish name whatever, and they're guildless. I mean, even if we report all those guys, there's still the bots who are stuck in instances that you can't report. I know Blizzard, they made that post saying, thank you for reporting bots, but what about the instance, Stratholme groups or whatever that are all bots doing the righteous orb farms? What about the Zul'Gurub? We've all seen that crazy clip of that no clip mage flying up into the air, completely cheesing the Zul'Gurub pull, and that's a bot. That's all automated. So Blizzard, they really just need to pony up the money to get more GMs, get more game masters to log in, be out in the trenches and look at player behavior and determine whether that person is a bot or not. Try and interact with them. Ask them questions. Act as like a real life CAPTCHA and see if they're an actual bot or not. And then if they don't do anything, they don't reply. Obviously, it's a bot. You just hit them with the ban stick. Hit them with the ban hammer. So I don't know, man. Blizzard, they're a huge company now, and they're trying to cut corners. They probably don't have enough GMs. Their CEO is making 30 million a year. I know they had the Blizzard layoffs recently. So Blizzard, I don't know, man. You guys need to get more GMs. Let's see here. $1 is about 30 G. So if they had 5 accounts, they need to make like 2,400 G to break even. Which, in a month, I'm sure for a bot, I'm sure there's bot farms that make way more. Like they make decent money. And also, you got to realize the Chinese bots, after the Chinese token was implemented, they're making more money in North America and Europe in those markets because there is no token yet. So they probably make more gold or more money selling their gold to those markets because there's no token limiting the. And let's not get into an argument about implementing the classic token to NA and EU. That's not going to fly with the community. That's part of the no changes. Even though this is a huge change already, putting a WoW token, I'm sure a lot of people would unsubscribe because then we're really reaching a territory of this kind of gray area of blending retail and classic when people have been clear, the no changes crowd, especially, they said, hey, you know what? We don't want any changes. We don't want the transmog. We don't want, the classic WoW tokens. So, where's the limit here? This guy says this is a completely garbage Band-Aid fix. I agree with that. Fix your bot detection. True. Yeah. This is a worst attempt at an in-game fix. True. How does this fix anything? Bots are flying around Azeroth, but yeah, let's play a lot on the weekends. Exactly. So yeah, even though a lot of people are probably think, yeah, 6 hours, that's a lot of time for the average gamer, right? Like I said, 9 to 5 job. You probably come home, cook some dinner, have a family or what have you, do 2 to 3 hours of playing, wake up the next day. Yeah, true. But on your days off, on the weekends, come on, man. Like, as a hobbyist gamer, 6-hour sessions are nothing. Like, you can easily do that if you're trying to farm for your consumables, for raiding, for especially with upcoming Encourage and Naxxramas. Like, come on, man. This is just a ridiculous move by Blizzard. Let's see here. Feral Druid life somehow even got harder, yeah. Yeah, man. So, as you can see, a lot of people... population of bots will rise 2 times because people will bots will just buy more accounts. Botters will need more account subscriptions. Blizzard makes more money. Boost prices will rise. Yeah. So I don't know. How about you just ban all the botters and cheaters? Exactly, man. Like you would think it's that simple to hire more GMs, but they don't want to spend the money. Activision, yeah, they're big corporate now, so they're all about the bottom line. Yeah, this is another post about the Feral Druid. So the Feral Druid community here is really taking a stand, trying to voice their opinion. Hey, we're about to get screwed over here. I like this post. Let's see here. Not even just boosts, tribute hunters, jump runs. As a warlock doing Dire Maul East. Yep. Hand of Justice farms. Savage Gladiator chain farms. Yeah, Warriors. Now, I don't know how many people are still doing these farms, but I'm sure there's a lot of alts. So, yeah, man. It's going to be affecting a lot of people. And it's really just a Band-Aid fix now to swarm the entire world. Well, yeah. I mean... Yeah, increased server pops 3 to 5-fold and no change to world spawn times. Well, I mean, they kind of did it with Black Lotus, but it was kind of... The damage has already been done. And even now, this is going to force more people out into the open world, clogging up more nodes. So the competition is going to be more fierce. You're probably going to be making less gold after you hit your cap. Do not get boosted 30 times before raid. Yeah. Yeah, what if you're leveling an alt and all of a sudden, you got to be keeping track of your timer. Oh, am I on the 29th or the 28th, 29th? Better not cross 30. And also, what you got to think about, once you zone into Blackwing Lair, like, can you zone out? Does that consider it a lockout for your cap to Molten Core? So you got to keep in Onyxia. It's like, what about Zolgarup? I don't know, man. It's crazy, man. This is a complete, yeah, what a choke of a company. A lot of people are upset. A lot of people are upset.